We're in Watopia for Power Punches. This is a course I haven't done before. It is 3 times up the reverse Jarvis KOM, and it's part of the Herd Winter Racing series. So it's a bunch start with all the categories together. We're going to try and hold on with the fast guys as long as we can. Now we tool around Watopia a little bit before we hit the Jarvis Island and those KOMs, and people are going to push it right from the beginning. We knew this was going to be a tough race. We knew kind of around the power people were pushing on various parts of the course from having looked at the earlier races, and I've been enjoying this race series because it's pretty simple. It's all about using as much power as you need from the start to stay with as far forward a group as you can. So really dirt simple racing. There's not a ton of strategy. If you got to use the match to stay with the group, use the match to stay with the group. There's no real second guessing here. So let's fast forward a little bit to those KOMs and see how we get on. The reverse KOM starts just after the sprint, and we're going to go up. It's slow and steady at the start, and then it pinches up really hard in the middle. You have a little bit of a descent, and there's this nasty little slow rise at the end. So I knew people were going to push it. I end up pushing about 5.9 watts per kilo up this first little section on this first one. I knew people were going about 6 right here. I knew they were going about 7 or 8 on the steep part. So that's what I was aiming for, and was really happy I was able to stick with the group. You can see we got this tiny little bit of respite right here, and then we kick up the really steep part. I've got a really useless arrow power up. I don't even know if I remember to use it, but really push up right here. I did like 7.2 watts per kilo up this little section, which was just good enough to stay with this front group, and this decimated the field. We ended up with a group of about 16 once we got over the top. And again, I'm so cooked I forgot to use my power up entirely through that banner. This is that nasty little uphill right before you get this nice little break down the hill. And so this is annoying as well. Have to push the power here to get going. And now we're just going to loop back around, go through that sprint again, and go right up the hill one more time. So, sorry, 2 more times. But this is going to be my last time with this group. A little bit of foreshadowing. Let's see how it goes. We're heading into the second time up that climb, and remember I did about 5.9 on the first part, about 7.2 on the second part. We're not going to hit anywhere close to that. This is where we're pretty gassed and we're just losing power on the day. We're going to hold about 5.4 up this first part, which is going to keep us kind of in contact with the group, but we're also going to hold about 5.4 up that second part, and the front group's going to fly away. So we're getting to that second part right here. I luckily do have the feather power up, so I am able to push it a little bit more, but you're just trying to go to the well one too many times and don't have the power right here. Now I've been pushing it the whole race, not even just on these KOMs, trying to stick with this group through all the little surges, and nothing doing. So I'm off the group. I'm fully gapped here, and I'm in 16th place. Still pretty happy with it. I didn't really expect to stay with the group much longer than this. So happy with that. And you can see we have about 50 seconds on the folks behind us. So I think I'm looking pretty good for 16th place right here. But let's see how that plays out. The rider ahead of me slows up a little bit on the downhill, and I'm able to catch him, and he pulls me along here. Now, I'm just super gassed at this point. I really know I have kind of nothing in the legs. I'm just trying to hold on this position. I'm going to fight him on this climb, but I'm pretty sure I'm getting dropped, so I'm not taking any pulls. I'm just really grateful for his help here. Now, you can see that gap behind us, though, starting to drop. It was at 50 seconds, but they are pushing it, and we're already down to 30. As predicted, I get dropped the second we hit an incline. I'm using my featherweight to try and hold on, but I just can't. I'm doing about 3.5 watts per kilo up this thing. If you remember, I did like 5.9 on the first lap, 5.4 on the second lap. I just don't have it anymore in the legs, and I'm just trying to hold on to that gap. Only got about 20 seconds on the folks behind, and it's going to be a drag race once we hit the descent. I catch my breath as best I can over the steep section and start gunning it right here up this last little drag. By gunning it, I mean just whatever I've got left in the legs. They're only about 10 seconds behind me. They get it to 9 seconds, and I was really dicey here. I really did not know if I was going to be able to hold them off. I'm able to push about 3 watts per kilo down the descent, and this next kilometer is the pivotal one. If I'm going to collapse, I'm going to collapse here, and if they're going to really push it and start to catch me on this descent, they're going to do that. They were going a bit faster than me down this whole descent. They've got a little more power. They've got, 2 folks or 3 folks with them. We've got that momentum, and I'm just a guy just trying to hold on here. Now, once we get to this point, we're at about 900 meters, 800 meters. The tide starts to turn. Now I feel a little more comfortable, kind of got the spot. Even if I do collapse, I feel like I can kind of limp into the line, but they're going to get this down to 7 seconds. And just props to them. It really just kept it pushing, which meant I had to keep pushing. I think also the folks in front thought I was pushing to them, so they pushed as well. So just really good race all around. Happy with the result. I'll take 16th all day, and was grateful to be able to stay with that front group as long as I did. So good race, and see you at the next one.